If you were showing his love, you must have obeyed him. إِنَّ الْمُحِبَّ لِمَنْ يُحِبُّ مُطِيعُ. Because every lover is obedient towards the beloved. So our love towards Ahlul Bayt can only be proven by our actions. If we obey the Ahlul Bayt, that's how we can prove that we are the true lover, because they always obey our beloved. That's the way it works. And that's how they accept our love to be there with our obediences. Now this is about the 20 attributes that we discussed. Now there is a good news more than this. And the good news is that those of you who can tell me the 20 attributes we just discussed, and I'm not going to repeat those 20 attributes, that's the bad news. I'm not going to repeat those 20 again. So those of you who have written down those 20 attributes, or written in your smartphones or iPhones, whatever, that's good. You have a right to repeat all those 20 points for as long as the Adhan of Fajr happens tomorrow. When the Adhan of Fajr happens and we all gather here in this place, inshaAllah, that's where the deadline ends. You cannot open your iPhone and look at that list or see what you have written on the papers any further. So you have time till the Adhan of Fajr tomorrow to go through those 20 points, to repeat it as many times as you want and memorize it. So we have prizes, one for the sisters and one for the boys. So anyone who can answer all those 20 points without exception by tomorrow Fajr, then you are eligible for those special prizes, inshallah. And alhamdulillah, we have very intelligent youth here, and mashallah, I see very intelligent faces. So how many of you get your straight A's? Raise your hand. Mashallah, see, we have so many hands here, several hands. Good, mashallah. So that's not difficult for you to memorize, just 20 points. That's easy. So tomorrow we are going to see that.
Elaborate on the 10th point about Sahawa. What does Sahawa mean?
Sahawa, generosity. Sakhawat and generosity means that you give away what Allah has given to you. If you have more, you give away more. If you have less, you give away less. But a mu'min always gives and never stops. So Farasdak says in his qasida and poetry that he said in front of the Taghut ruler to praise Imam Sajjad al-Islam that Siyan dhalika in asiru wa in adimu. That means that's how Imam Sajjad is. It's equal for him whether he has it or he doesn't have the money. In both the cases, he always gives. But that's how our Imams are. They always give. Whatever you have, you're ready to give it away. And basically, giving away is the generosity. But the actual definition of generosity in Ilm al-Akhlaq, in the science of Islamic morality, has more to it. It says that as-saha'u, the hadith says from Imam Sadiq al-Islam, as-saha'u makana ibtida'an. Sakhawat and generosity is what is initiated by you. Amma makana an mas'alatin, the giving away that you do after somebody begs you. A beggar comes and he insults himself and he asks you and then you end up paying $10. This is not called sakhawat and saha and generosity in Islam. This is called haya'un wa tazammum. You want to avoid embarrassment. That's why you are giving it. If you were truly a generous person, in other words, you would have yourself initiated to give to the, as soon as you discover that this mu'min person needs my help, you should initiate the help and go and give it to him. Just like the Ahlul Bayt ﷺ used to do themselves in the middle of the darkness of the night. Our Imams used to take the food on their backs every night and deliver it at the doorstep of the deserving people. And even the recipient never discovered. and this is the Imam who is bringing it. That's how they used to give the hidden sadaqahs, initiating it in the, themselves. So sakhawat is something that is, generosity is initiated by you, that you're always ready to give away. Obviously, we have approximately 9 minutes remaining for the Q&A. If you have any question about what I said, you feel free to ask.
Judgment in attitude. First and the last number is similar. It says Divan of Amar not worried of being accountable. And the last one also enter without hisab.
Yeah, hisab and accountability is a very wide concept. Hisab means accountability of all the deeds. So it includes all kinds of questions. So we have 50 stations on the Day of Judgment, which we call Mawaqiful Qiyamah. On every station, a person will be stopped for 1,000 years. Day of Judgment equals to 50,000 years. 1,000 years stopped at every station. You will be stopped for 1,000 years. So the whole process spanning on 50,000 years, you will be stopped at 50 stations, one after the other, 1,000 years at each station. The entire process is called hisab. This is the muhasabah. That's the accountability process of Allah. So a mu'min who believes in the walayat of the 12 imams and obeys them in this world will be exempt from the whole process. And Diwan is one of the segments of that process. Diwan of the hisab will be opened, and obviously our books of deeds and our actions will be basically mentioned at that point. Any other question? Yes, if somebody does namaz al-shab with its conditions met, that means he got the tawfiq from Allah to get rid of his previous sins. Yes. Conditions of tawbah. Yeah, if we do the tawbah, that's the condition. If we do the tawbah from the sins, that's the simplest description of the condition. If a person commits a sin, we should be always ready to do the tawbah immediately. Because if we do the tawbah immediately, we are not deprived from the tawfiq from Allah. So the hadith of the Prophet says, that person who will find out on the Day of Judgment, beneath every sin in the book of deeds, it is written, he did the tawbah for this one. This sin, he did the tawbah for this one. This sin, he did the tawbah for this one. Beneath every sin, it's written, he did the tawbah. This kind of person deserves to be congratulated, Prophet says. So for every sin, we should do the tawbah. As long as we do tawbah after the sins, we will not be deprived from the tawfiq of Allah, for namaz al-shab, salatul layl. That's also obviously violating are also sins. So anybody who violates the rights of the people is also a sin. So every sin we need to do tawbah. So tawbah with all these conditions, we have nine conditions of tawbah, which includes the violations of the people's rights as well. So tawbah means doing tawbah with its conditions. There are 9 conditions that we need to meet for doing the tawbah according to the Islamic definition, which includes being free from the hukuk al-nas. That's part of the elaborate concept of tawbah, which has 9 conditions to be met.
What is the balance between accountability and shafa'at, where the accountability is accountable for your own actions, but then shafa'at, of course, is...
Shafa'at of the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt of Islam is for the sinners. Prophet says in the hadith, Shafa'ati li ahli al-kaba'ir min ummati. My shafa'at is for those who did the biggest sins from my nation. So shafa'at is a concept that we seek help of Allah through the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, and all those people who have the right of intercession in shafa'at, like shuhada, martyrs have it, ulama, scholars have it,
and Siddiqeen have it, and Salihin have it. So, so we seek shafa'at from those people, and they themselves are clean from sins. So, and they fall in the category whose shafa'at is accepted by Allah. So they can intervene and get our sins forgiven.
But at times, the path can lead to complacency, and that's where the accountability, where does the accountability place simultaneously with shafa'at, but that should not lead you to be complacent about your accountability and responsibility.
Obviously, shafa'at will be for those people who deserve it. In order to be deserving of shafa'at, we must have some nice deeds, at least some, which are nice enough to attract the attention towards us. At least some nice deeds. And or at least we do some of those things which are extremely beloved in the eyes of the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt. If we have done one of those extremely beloved actions,